There are football games that I heard going on downstairs, um, which is funny because I'm here to talk about H2. I'm here to talk about the important stuff. H2O Just Add Water ran between 2006 to 2010. It had 78 episodes, 3 seasons, and to anyone who doesn't know somehow, it was about 3 teenage girls who accidentally get mermaid powers from a enchanted moon pool in a dormant volcano, which I think we overlook. The show deals with the girls navigating their everyday life while trying to keep their mermaid identities a secret, which is a challenge because every time water touches their skin, they turn into mermaids. On top of this, they have individual powers that are sort of like elemental. So Cleo can manipulate water, Emma has ice, and Ricky has fire. This show was very special to me. I was around 5 to 10 years old while it was on TV in my country, and very impressionable age. I feel like it left a huge mark on me up here in ways that I can't even conceive fully. So I just want to talk about it. Okay, so my Samsung TV, bear with me, it matters that it's Samsung actually. Basically, it comes with a million built-in channels and they're free. And because they're free, you can kind of imagine this sort of thing that is on there. You know, I love Ice Road Truckers. Dog the Bounty Hunter has a channel. I actually really got into that. Okay, bad example. But basically, shows that are kind of forgotten that nobody's really watching, except me apparently. Anyway, I must have been like looking around on there because one day, imagine my surprise when I saw a channel titled H2O and Friends. So, as the title indicates, the channel is H2O. And besides that, a bunch of surrounding teen dramas that are sort of coming of age, fantastical, or not, just sort of like forgotten shows, usually Australian or UK productions like Wolf Blood, which I really got into, and Dance Academy, which I never watched. But obviously H2O is like the main attraction of this channel. It is a very nostalgic and disorienting experience to watch live TV today because, remember, if you want to pee, you have to wait for an ad break unless you want to miss part of the episode. And a lot of the time you turn it on and it's just like midway through an episode. So it's a lot of fragmented viewing and a lot of reruns you're viewing. And the episodes are in random order. So it's a lot of lack of control. I think this channel is great for kind of a detox night where you don't want the overstimulation because it very much forces you to be present and patient, very, very patient. And the title screen, is that what it's called? When like the recurring logo happens in between like all the ad breaks. Either way, it kills me. It's got this really like generic animation of bubbles, which someone's clearly made in like a few seconds, and it also has this really generic pop song that sings 2 lines every single time. It's the same. 'Cause you're the one, babe. Yeah, you're the one. 'Cause you're the one, babe. Yeah, you're the one. This is a good thing, by the way, because it's so campy. I love it. But I want to talk a little bit more about the show itself and what it means to me now. I have my little notes I'm following. So on my street, we would roleplay as the characters, as children do, and I would always be Ricky because I've always resonated with her. I mean, she's like angsty and cool and sort of the tomboy one of the group. One thing I remember is Emma's house. It was this huge mansion, really like sleek and almost cold feeling. And I wonder if that was intentional because she was the one with cool powers, like temperature, cold. And also she was kind of the serious and studious one. So now I'm wondering if that was a purposeful thing. But anyway, her house is quite special to me, as I remember it, because usually we were at Cleo's house. Like, it was mostly Cleo's house, but sometimes it was Emma's house. And that was kind of like, ooh, we're in Emma's house now. I think that struck me because when you're young, that happens as well. Maybe at any age. But I just remember in childhood, like, it was usually one friend's house that we were at the most. It was like the most accessible one. But then sometimes it would be this other friend's house. And it was like, wow, change of scenery. Kind of like, careful what I'm gonna touch. Mako Island as well is obviously like a staple when I just freely try to remember at the show. It was such a like sanctuary and a retreat, and literally every time the girls needed a kind of breather away from everything, it would be like, let's go to Mako. We have a whole island. We have a little jacuzzi in a volcano that we can hang out with. So that really stood out to me as well, just having your own little corner of the world that you could tune out everything else in. I remember as a kid really appreciating the fact that the way they went about them being mermaids was almost werewolf-like, because so every time there was a full moon, they couldn't look directly at it, because if they did, they would enter this uncontrollable trance-like state where they're just drawn to the water and they're drawn to Mako Island, and they're not consciously aware of keeping the secret anymore, so they're like a danger to themselves, because all they want to do is get in the water and touch the water and stare at the moon. So I thought that kind of werewolf parallel was really interesting and a really cool twist. One of my favorite episodes is Emma is under this like state, I think, because she looked at the moon and the other two didn't, and they're trying to kind of keep her locked in a room while there's like a whole party going on or something. Or I think her crush is over, it's not a party. Either way, it's some people that they need to hide Emma from. Meanwhile, Emma is they sort of go horror with it. She is like craving fish. She's leaving a bunch of empty tins around the place. And also, I'm pretty sure for the first time they kind of amped up her mermaid ness. Like, she had scales on her forearms and just looked really gross, and I thought I was really scared of her in that episode. And I love it. But yeah, I love the werewolf direction that they went with it. I like that when they look at the moon, they all get scary in the sense that they want to tell humans their secret. They're kind of like mischievous and just no longer themselves. Another thing that stood out to me is their tails. Their tails were really realistic, actually, because they could have gone a sort of cartoony direction with it. They could have made them pretty and glittery and given each of them a different one, so it's really easy to differentiate them and it's great for merch. But no, they all have the same bronze, really oddly decided kind of realistic tail and matching bra, and I really enjoyed that. Actually, I think that was a really strange choice, but it paid off in the end way more than if they did something a bit more cartoony. I also always specifically loved how the tails are really long, because they have to like really professionally kind of hide the bumps of the feet. They give them almost like an extra joint with how long they are. And I'm only mentioning this because, why am I mentioning this? Because I thought it was really satisfying to draw. Like, when I would draw them, I would make their tails really, really, really long. And a pet peeve of mine, because I was really into mermaids, obviously, is when mermaids had like really short tails. I was like, no, because in h2o, which is a documentary, they have long tails. So that was like really cool to me. I really enjoyed the transformations with the bubbles and how they kind of turn really sparkly and holographic for a second. And the sound effect was really iconic as well. And also when they fast travel, because they have this special speed ability that they just turn on sometimes, where they swim at like the pace of a sports car. I really enjoyed that too. Okay, so those are kind of my core memories when I think back to the show. But how did the show impact me? Well, as a child, I felt very much like I was an aquatic being. And I don't know which came first. I don't know if the show catalyzed it or if it was because of the show. There's a high chance it's because of the show. But anyway, it's funny because when I say I felt like an aquatic being, I purely mean in the symbolic, spiritual sense. Physically, listen, I can swim, but I feel like the water is trying to drown me. So, I mean that in the spiritual sense. As I said, I was like drawn to mermaids, drawn to playing in water and, bringing all my toys in water. It was just, it was magical. I think what I saw was 3 girls who were in on something that the rest of the world couldn't be in on, and that obviously really drew me in and resonated with me. And also just the idea that despite how they looked, they possessed great secret power. So yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect. So, what does it mean to have an H2O type of night? Well, it does include, but it's not exclusive to putting the show on, um, but it's more of a state of mind, which is inspired by everything that the show is to me. It's about connecting with a part of yourself that is maybe a young part of yourself, um, and leaning into the things that you loved. Uh, I really got a kick out of the fact that everyone's watching the football games, but I'm over here doing this. But that's kind of the point, is borrowing into your things that are meaningful to you and things that you've connected with. It's about self-care inspired by the girls, even if my creams don't do anything, the kind of ritual of it is the point, and the night rituals like stretching or whatever else, I don't know. But ritual is another big word of it. I'm thinking about the moon pool. Stillness is also a really big thing. And what I mean is kind of oversimplifying all the noise as much as you can. So things like all the goals that I've set myself, I kind of try to make them extremely granular and oversimplify. Any area in my life that I've contributed to complicating, or any goals that I've set that are too kind of demanding, the point is to cut through all of that and just oversimplify, liquefy, sort of like the water, h2o, and yeah, just reducing the noise. It is a good step up to go from the screens like phones and quick, really stimulating content, to go to something really patient like a TV channel. I also try to change the bed sheets, just kind of like things that make you feel like, okay, I got this. So yeah, that's the h2o state of mind. That's how you have an h2o type of mind, as far as I'm concerned. Although there is one other thing. I was quite inspired to find everything in my room that evoked H2O-ness. So these are just things that I like, that, as far as I'm concerned, have subconsciously stemmed from H2O and are somehow related to it. So first of all, we have my fan, which is a huge silver useless thing that blows hot air into your face, and I'm not getting rid of it. I'm not, because it's such a familiar and nostalgic looking robot. How could I get rid of that, even though it's useless in this heat wave right now? We have my lamp, which I'm not gonna get right now, but it's got this pattern of leaves that looks like palm trees, and I know that Cleo's room has a really iconic palm tree wall in it, which was also like such a cool memory. By my bedside there is a kind of shrine that I have, full of aquatic and nautical things that bring me great comfort. So these are them. So there's a few of these handmade little things you get at the beach. Like this is a turtle made out of shells, and then stingray and turtle, and they're like stone. There's this little... It's like a thing full of small shells and blue sand. Shells. I have this anchor. This seashell candle, which is quite ironic because I'm allergic to shellfish. And then, quite famously among my friend group, I have one more shell, which is a very special shell because, oh, looks like any shell. No, it's actually signed. Wait, who's it signed by? Addison Rae. Yeah. So I died that day. Oh, and I have these stones as well that are part of a larger stack that my mom glued together. That's kind of everything that's out in my room, but I also have a few stickers, which are very fun. So, there's these ones. I really like them because they're kind of ugly. As in, like, they've got that kind of mismatched, airbrushed, kind of 2000s look. Almost like they're from a Friv game, which I really enjoy. I actually really want to play Friv as well on the channel. But yeah, this is so cute. Look at this one, this blue one, it's so smooth. And then it's just like a photo of a sea lion. Is that I think it's a seal. But he's the only one that's a photo. Then there's this one, which it's not my favorite, but I do like that it's one concise color scheme. That seahorse is really, really nice. But yeah, this is like in certain moments, in certain diary entries. And then there's this one, which this is just giving like kids kind of biology book, but make it fun sort of thing. Although this one is my favorite. That's what heaven looks like. I hope to watch this whenever I feel like I need an h2o type of night in the future. So